discussion.
Chair, if I could just call up Director and Deputy Director of Public Works to talk story with the council about where we are with 132 restoration.
And as far as 132, we're currently completing the NEPA CADEX application that is required for the federal highway aid part of this project. We're also submitted the NPDES permit to Department of Health, and they're in review of the application. We're also completing or in the process of completing the survey that is required to design the roadway. And with that, we will establish the new profile that we'll have to have over the existing or the lava flow area. And we also are preparing and getting a price term agreement for equipment and operator rental. So as soon as we are completed with the design as well as the permits being approved, we can start construction without having to go out to bid. We'll go through this price term where we basically are playing the general contractor and identifying the equipment we want and controlling the construction, and hopefully we can get it all completed by October 4th, where we will be eligible for 100% reimbursement from the federal highway aid.
And that is exactly what I wanted to hear. And I'm just wondering if you could also clear up, why can't we just take a bulldozer and just plow through and create a new road? I mean, I think it would be helpful if we can explain to the council and community why in that particular location, it's just not so easy.
We're also in the process of getting the right of entries, being that some of the work along the existing highway alignment will require us to enter into the private properties to complete the work. So we're in that process, but we can't just start bulldozing, being that there's a lot of federal and state law that require us to get these permits prior to starting the work. And that's always been the frustrating part of it, knowing that you know, what's the big deal? But it's like, that's the requirement, and we're not here to break any laws to get our work accomplished.
But in this situation, our state and federal partners understand just how critical and unprecedented this situation, this experience was for the community. So it seems to me that they are working in close partnership with you folks. And I just want to thank you. I mean, this is one project on top of hundreds that you're having to juggle for our entire island. So thank you. Thank you so much for your hard work and for being here today. It's much appreciated by myself and the community.
I just wanted to clarify one thing regarding a comment that was made by Eileen O'Hara. We are proceeding with in constructing this temporary road, but we do still have concern in that if the alternative study comes back and says to use an alternative route or to not restore that highway, the county is then faced with having to maintain a substandard road, being that it's just going to be gravel. Maintaining a gravel road with the amount of traffic that will potentially be going on there is going to be a lot of work. So the county will be faced with basically, I think right now, 3 options: whether to close the road, whether to do the permanent restoration itself with using its own funds to do this, because there's not going to be any federal reimbursement for that part of the work, or continuing maintaining a substandard road. So that's where, while we're proceeding ahead with with the work to install a temporary road, we're still concerned with the fact that we might be left with a temporary road.
it's true, there's been a lot of misinformation from the community, not by anybody at the dais, because we are clearly articulating everything in its entirety in terms of what you've shared with us. So thanks for calling things out and setting the record straight. That's very helpful to all of us. And since we're on the discussion of roads, Susan, you had mentioned 132, 137 Pohoiki Lighthouse Road. These roads are projects that have been identified as priorities in terms of Bill 10. That was introduced by myself earlier this year, and that does provide monies for these roads from the federal government. So it is on Public Works' radar, just like 132 and many other projects. Thank you. I yield the floor, Chair.